Okay, continuing with my college football previews, I will cover the three main schools in the state of Iowa. And I will start off with the Iowa Hawkeyes. And yes, I am going to talk about the Iowa Hawkeyes. Even though I may be an Iowa State Cyclone fan, but hey, if you watched my Iowa basketball preview last year, you know I can be unbiased when it comes to Iowa. So, let's go. Let's do this. Alright, well, to say that this Iowa Hawkeye team had a down year last year, that would be putting it mildly. I mean, they ended up going 4-8 and 2-6 in the Big Ten. And this year they have 13 returning starters, 6 of them on offense, and then 7 on defense. And unless you're playing NCAA football on the PS3 or the Xbox 360, if you go 4-8, more than likely you're not making a bowl game. But a couple of their key losses this year were Keenan Davis and Micah Hyde. And as far as players to watch for this year, well, they have a new starting quarterback, and his name is Jake Ruddock, who's a third-year sophomore who has not played a down in a collegiate game. He'd been backing up James Vandenberg the last couple of years. But if he were to struggle, you also have a JUCO transfer by the name of Cody Sokol, and you also have redshirt freshman C.J. Beathard. But no matter who lines up under center, they need to get better. They need to get better production from the quarterback position, as James Vandenberg only threw 7 touchdowns last year, down from 25 the year back in 2011. And you just got to have better production out of your quarterback, especially in the Big Ten. I mean, even Christian Piner could do that. And if you have a young quarterback lining up under center, normally their tight end is going to be their security blanket, and in this case, they got a pretty damn good one in C.J. Fedorowicz. And he could be one of the best tight ends in the nation this year. And he's just another in a long line of great Iowa tight ends. I mean, you have Mark Cook, Dallas Clark, Scott Chandler, and Brandon Myers, who all played in the NFL or still play in the NFL. So that's kind of a it's kind of an Iowa tradition to have a great tight end on their roster. As far as running backs go, you got Mark Wiseman. Last year we didn't know who was going to be the starting running back for this team, but Mark Wiseman, he kind of stepped up big, and he rushed for over 800 yards last year and rushed for 8 touchdowns, and he also has Damon Bullock backing him up, and kind of a change of pace back to what Mark Wiseman is, and so they should be able to at least run the ball pretty good. But as far as the defense goes, last year they only recorded 13 sacks. That's got to change. They need to get more pressure on the quarterback, and I know my Hawkeye peeps on Facebook. I mean, you know this. I mean, that's just something that has to change. As far as my final analysis for Hawkeyes go this year, it's like when your name is Kirk Ferentz and you are at least one of the top 10 highest paid coaches in the nation. He may be in the top 5. I think you need to be at least contending for the Big Ten title every year, and that's at the minimum. I mean, I know they went to a BCS Bowl back in 2010. They ended up beating Georgia Tech in the Orange Bowl, and that's well and good, but you need to be doing that a little more often, I would think. I mean, especially with the kind of money he's being paid. And when I look over this schedule, I mean, they don't have an easy start against Northern Illinois. They barely squeaked out of that victory in Chicago last year. Then you got games at Ohio State. You got Northwestern home, who they always seem to have problems with. And then Wisconsin, they do pretty well against Wisconsin. Then you got Michigan at home. Then you have to play at Nebraska on November 29th. So if they can if they can win six or seven games this year, I think that would be great for them. That would get them into a halfway decent bowl, perhaps. But if they were to go 4-8 again, or like a 5-7, where they don't go to a bowl game, ooh, Kirk Ferentz's job could be, or at least his seat could be getting a hell of a lot warmer. But that being said, I think they will end up going to some sort of a bowl this year.